So today is week 5 of our class, and today we are dealing in expressions and statements. So fast forward, our objectives of the day is going to be iterative statements, learn the various types of iterative statements, practice using iterative statements. Also, we are heading on to what iterative statements are. So iterative statements is known as loops. So this is used to execute parts of code repeatedly based on condition or sets of conditions. It is also used for performing repetitive tasks efficiently. So iterative statements is also has three types, which is the for loop, the while loop, and the do while loop. Also, the while we also have the while conditional statement, and we also have the do statement while expression. Also, there is a for or the for int statement condition, which is optional, and then we have the for, which is the for declaration statement. So for statements, the for statements are used to iterate over a range of values or elements in a collection. And we have a for statement is also useful for expressing a loop without an explicit termination condition. So this is also a code display of a for statement. Alright, so we are coming to do a bit of codes using the iterative statements. Alright, so we are visiting our code blocks. Sorry, our Visual Studio Code. Alright, so for our for statements, we're gonna start with sorry for the delay. We're gonna start with Alright, so this our code display for statements. So here we have in our VS Code is our code display on statements. Alright, so fast forward, we have our alright, so we have from our table, from our slides for statements. So this a table structural display of statements. Of statements. Alright, so we have the initial statement, the loop condition. The initial statement runs to the loop condition, which can either be a true statement or an updated statement. And then also we have the false. So for loop execution, the for loop executes as follows. The initial statement executes, the loop condition is evaluated. If the loop condition evaluates to true, also execute for loop statements. The updated statement, the third expression in the parenthesis, also repeats step 2 until the loop condition evaluates to false. Alright, so let's move on to while loop statement. So the while loop statement executes as long as the specified condition evaluates to true. The while loop the while statement of executes is controlled statement until its condition becomes false. So the while loop. Alright, so we also have the do while statement. A do while statement is similar to a while statement, except that the condition comes after the body. The do while statement also has this code display exiting from loops. If the condition of the iteration statement exiting from loops so if the condition of the iteration statement a for while or a do statement is omitted, the loop will not terminate unless the user explicitly exits it by a break, return, go to, true, or some less obvious way, such as a call of exits. So exiting from loops, a break breaks out of the nearest and closest switch statement of iteration statement. We use a break when we need to leave the loop body in the middle. Exiting from loop. The break statement is used for two purposes. One, to exit early from a loop, and also to skip the remainder of the switch structure. Alright, so we have the exiting from loops. Sometimes we don't want to exit the loop completely. We just wanted to get close to the end of the loop body. Also, the loop continues a continuous skips for the rest of the body of an iteration statement. When executed in a loop, it skips the remaining statements and proceeds with the next iteration of the loop. So you have the nested loops. The nested loops are composition of loops. This could include a while loop, for loop, and while loop. Alright, so we have come to the end of week 5. So the task for week 5 is using the knowledge from week 1 to week 5. We students are to build the following: a program that integrates arrays, loops, and selection of statements. Thank you once again.